I guess Bibi Netanyahu just did did you see the big interview he just did? And he's not ruled out killing Khomeini.
The Ayatollah.
Yeah. He's not ruled out. He may do it. Look, I get October 7th was awful, but here's the thing.
All that's going to get him is another Ayatollah.
That's it. You're not fixing right now. The reason the Mossad got so deep in there is because not everybody's happy with the Ayatollah. Not everybody's happy with this. You've got a chance here. I don't know how many more sanctions you're going to have. You're going to be able to have, but you have a lot of people out there that want to go to war. I don't want to go to war with Iran. Not that we can't win. What do we get? By the way, what's the win here? Somebody explain to me what the win looks like. Anybody? What, that somehow we magically turn them into a nation that loves Jesus and that is going to be free loving and that is not going to be. No, we're not going to do any of that stuff. They're going to, it's all about democracy and freedoms and women are going to wear, short shorts and go to school and gamble and everybody's going to drink. They had that in the 70s. In the 60s. It used to be like, this is where everybody went to party. Like Ibiza in Europe. What are we going to get? Anybody? Still waiting? You know what we're going to get? A hornet's nest. Pissing off the rest of the nations around there. We're going to get oil to jump to $120 a barrel. We're going to have the whole world on edge. And for what? Bibi's not very popular at home. And he wasn't pre-October, like October 6th. He wasn't very popular. He had some issues. October 7th? Well, everything changed. And I get that they want to push back, but they somehow seem to think that magically removing this guy as if the next guy is going to be way better. Yes, sir. You want to say something, Bill?
Their goal obviously is to prevent them from getting a nuclear bomb, and they're striking at their nuclear facilities. But it just makes me wonder in my head, how close to 100% certainty are you that you got everything you needed to get? And how far back have you put their program if that's the case?
Well, if we're to believe our reporting, which you could take that for what it's worth, in March of this year, we came out and said they're not as close as everybody says. And in theory, it doesn't look like they're efforting to get a nuclear weapon. Now, would I want a nuclear weapon? As we've talked about, right? All of us agree here. What's it get you? It gets you a place at the big boys table. It also gets you not invaded. That's a big deal. Maybe we give them all nuclear weapons and just let them stare at each other all day. At this point.
Didn't Russia take possession of Ukraine's nukes?
Yes. Remember they gave them up and were like, hey, we got your back, guys. Don't worry. We got your back. We'll sign this piece of paper right here. We got your back. If they invade, we're on your team. They're invaded. Well, that was a long time. That was another guy. I didn't sign that. I don't even know who those people are. So I look at this from a human life point of view. No, I don't want our men and women having to defend this. And I look at this also from a Bibi Netanyahu thing. I think he tries to play Trump as much as anybody else. And they do. By the way, go look at this. It's so funny. Have you ever watched CIA people talk about who spies on us the most? Israel probably spies on us outside of China more than anybody else. They're always mad when we don't give them all the latest stuff. Like the minute we come up with a new airplane and we debut it, they're like, we want that. We're like, you can't have that.
And they've been caught spying on us multiple times.
Multiple times. So, this is a regional thing. If Mexico and us got into a battle today, right, or all of Central America, I don't expect Israel to come over and throw down with us. We'll be all right. You guys want to handle your own, that's great. If you want us to help you shoot down some missiles, that's fine. Do I want any more than that? Nope. I don't want any more money, and I sure in the hell don't want men and women dying for something that is ridiculous. And yes, are they the leadership of Iran is a death cult. There's no doubt about that. As long as they're not the ones dying. But at this point in time, what's the end game? Okay, what do you think what's the best end game in your mind if we had to get involved in this? What does that look like to you?
Well, If we had to get involved with this, are you talking about boots on the ground?
Boots on the ground. We go in there. This is it. We're dragged into this nightmare.
This is going to take years.
Yeah.
And then there may not ever be any resolve.
And then how many years do we spend to replace the Ayatollah with the Ayatollah?
Yeah. We spent 20 years to replace in Afghanistan the Taliban with who? Anybody? The Taliban.
Yep, the Afghan army, I mean, the minute we started pulling out,
yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah,
that was fun.
They were there for paychecks.
Yeah.
That's what they were there for. They weren't there for anything else. They were never going to fight their countrymen. That kind of revolution comes when people have had enough.
From within.
Yeah, not because we have forced them to try to stand up for themselves. So what are we going to get? I mean, it's... we're going to get trillions of dollars, God knows how many people on both sides killed, and it's going to end up costing us a lot of money, a lot of lives, turmoil, and I bet you when all said and done, we'll be kind of near the same place we are now, which is where we tend to end up in these situations. But you know what? There are people out there that get paid, and they make a lot of money blowing crap up and rebuilding it.
The last time that we went into a country because they supposedly had weapons of mass destruction, they didn't.
That's right. They didn't. And by the way, when we're looking for weapons of mass destruction, we're not looking for chemical weapons. All these guys got. We're looking for stuff that'll blow up an entire city. Nuclear, atomic. And yeah, did Saddam at one point probably have some of that stuff? I'm sure he probably did. Why is that? Because we gave it to him. Why? Because he hated Iran. That's why. He was our friend till he became our foe. He'd still be in power if he wouldn't have gone. Crazy usually keeps crazy indoors. It's when crazy leaves. Iran always kept crazy indoors till they went into Kuwait. Then you're like, Libya kept crazy indoors, and then they started bombing stuff, and they took down an airplane, and everything changed. When you keep crazy, because why? Because imagine this. As horrible as it is, these people, imagine being Saddam Hussein, or any of these people. Everybody around you, including your kids, are potential killers of you to assume the throne. That's what it is. And you also have to keep crazy in an area, and usually crazy keeps crazy in. The issue with Iran is they talk about blowing up everybody. They talk about killing stuff, but they don't do it themselves. They have the proxy. But here's the thing. With their proxies and their military, they've got 1 million people that are ready to fight, if need be. But if that's what Israel wants to do, we'll help you in the defense, but I don't want to put boots on the ground. I don't want to watch our young men and women die over this. It's not worth it. Sorry. Right? The end game is what? Well, everybody's like, bomb them to the Stone Age. What's that going to do? What's that going to do to the rest of the neighborhood? Yeah, it's going to look ugly. It is. And I think Trump is 100% right. I think he's pushing back on Bibi. He's like, no, because I think Bibi feels I can do whatever I want. Right now, Trump is basically going to agree with me, even if in public he's not. He's agreeing. In private, he may be yelling at me, but he finds out afterwards. Oh, that'd be so bad if they killed her. Because I just out of sheer pissed offness, I think the reaction would be insane.
It has a chance of backfiring and galvanizing the people against us, as opposed to just some of them being against us now.
Well, I wonder what, you wonder what the reaction would be from the Jordans, the Egypts, the Saudi Arabia, because that goes to a whole different level. I mean, right now, I don't know for sure, but I see these countries, they don't like Iran. They don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon either. But I don't see them agreeing with Israel having a green light to assassinate leaders of state, whether they're a Muslim cleric or not.
And think about this, too, because that thought process, like you said, Ken, is think about if you are in Qatar or if you're MBS or any of these other ones. If you think, wow, they can just go snatch the life out of one of their leaders, what could they do to us?
Right.
Which makes, and when you're trying to calm a nation down, that's not a good place to be. It isn't. It isn't. And that area is already a hotbed of insanity. And it has been since October 7th. And it's not going to get any better unless Israel figures out a way to start going, all right, what do we need to do to help rebuild the Palestinians and to truly get, I've talked about it. You've got to bring in everybody else. Well, if you go and kill, if you go and absolutely decide you're going to take out Khomeini and you go and do that, do you think everybody else is going to be on your side when it comes to trying to get rid of Hamas and settle that place down? I don't think so. Even though, like you said, I mean, look, Saudi Arabia and Iran are no pals whatsoever. They're not friends. They're foes for the most part.
Yeah, and everybody over there hates Iran.
Yeah,
probably as much as they hate Israel.
Yeah. So, but, you know, you look around and you think, so if you go and do this, you're going to galvanize, like you said, you're going to galvanize people that would normally be together because they feel like, okay, now that was a bridge too far. That was way too much. And now we're going to have to take a stance because the rest of the Islamic world is looking for us to take a stance on Israel, and it's going to cause hell. And I'm no fan of the leaders of Iran, but I will tell you, this is, if you don't have a plan, and this is the same thing that's going on right now with Hamas, what is the plan? Because if the plan is kill every grown man, because you think that somehow is going to endear you to everybody over there, well, guess what? Their kids are going to grow up, and Chris and I were talking about this off the air. Do you know what their kids are going to grow up to be? Haters of Israel. And so all you did was just the circle again. You got to have something bigger than this. But I don't want to be dragged into it, and I have a feeling we might. And if I'm Trump, and I'm sure all of his people are talking back channels to Iran, going, dude, we're doing everything we can. We don't want this to go on any further. Do not attack us. We want no part of this. We told them not to go. We'd like to get a deal done with you. But I think even if they got a deal done, I don't think Bibi would thinks that deal. I think he wants, like you said the other day, Ken, I think they're done after October 7th. They just want to finish it now.
Yeah, they definitely want to finish Hamas, which is fed by Iran.
Yeah. And so you're just going to go invade everybody? You're going to go into... Occupation is a lot harder than attack. Let you guys know that.